Dear friends, welcome to Bhavesh Sirki online class. Let us have video lecture and enjoy this session. Dear friends, we are going to see question number 8 of exercise 13a. It states that point A, B, C and D divide segment joining 5, negative 10 and origin into 5 equal parts. Say origin, generally we give name as O, but right now for our convenience I am giving it as Q. So there is a segment joining 5, negative 10 and Q 0, 0, and there are 4 points which are dividing into 5 equal parts. We have understood what is the meaning of 5 equal parts in one of the topic. Now we are supposed to find out coordinates of point B, which I do not know, so I am labeling it as x, y, as well as I have to find out coordinates of point D, which we do not know, so I will label it as x dash, y dash. Now it is mentioned that A, B, C, D divide segment PQ into 5 equal parts. Hence what will happen here? PA is to AB is to BC is to CD is to DQ will be equal to 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. Each this part PA, AB, BC, CD and DQ. This 5 parts are equal. So if I look at B, before B we have 2 parts PA and AB, and after B we have 3 parts BC, CD and DQ. 2 parts before BQ, each one of them is equal. 3 parts after B, that is BC, CD and DQ are equal. Hence what I will be able to say that PB is to BQ is equal to 2 is to 3, and which will fetch me M1 is to M2 is equal to 2 is to 3. So what I understand over here is this is 2 parts, here is 3 parts. So this is your M1 in this case, M2 is 3. So if I want to find out the coordinates of x, we know the formula M2x1 plus M1x2 whole divided by M1 plus M2. So M2, that is 2, rather M2 is 3 into x1, that is 5, plus 2 into, we are talking about x2 is 0 whole divided by M1 plus M2, that is 3 plus 2. So your x will be 15 over 5, which is equal to 3. That we got the x coordinate of B. We can find out y coordinate of B in the same way. It is M2 y1 plus M1 y2 whole divided by M1 plus M2. M2 we know as 3, M1 we know as 2, 3 plus 2, y1, that is from here, that is 5, negative 10, negative 10, and here it will be 0. So it will be negative 30 over 5 is equal to negative 6. So coordinates of point B are 3, negative 6. Still we are supposed to find out coordinates of point D. We shall find out that also. We got the coordinates of point B. Now we are supposed to find out coordinates of point D, which is x dash, y dash. Now if you know PA is to AB is to BC is to CD is equal to DQ, each part is 1 is to 1 is to 1. So ultimately from P to D when I count, there are 4 parts, and D to Q there is 1 part. So if I talk about PD is to DQ, PD is to DQ is 4 is to 1, So this many parts are 4 and this much part is 1. So in this case m1 is to m2 will be equal to 4 is to 1. Again apply the section formula and you can calculate the values of x dash as well as y dash. Now we shall discuss question number 13 of exercise 13a. They are given 2 points A and B. One of them is lying on x-axis, A lies on x-axis, B lies on y-axis. Point P is on segment AB. It divides segment in the ratio 2 is to 5. This is 2, this is 5. So this one will represent M1, this will represent M2. So here M1 is to M2 given to us as 2 is to 5. We are supposed to find out coordinate of point A as well as coordinates of point B. Remember my dear students, whenever they are asked us to find out any coordinates over here, what can we do? As the point is on x-axis, its y coordinate will be 0. So say x coordinate we do not know, so I will take it as a comma 0. And over here, if I do not know its y coordinate because it is on y-axis, so its x coordinate will be 0 and this will be 0 comma b. Small b I have taken coordinates. Now using the section formula, very easily you can find it out the value of A as well as B, right? Let us try to understand how can we find it out. We have M1 M2 as 2 is to 5. This will act as x2 comma y2. This will act as x1 comma y1. This will act as a x comma y. If you remember the formula, in the formula this will be the terminologies used. So if I want to talk about x, x will be equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 whole divided by m1 plus m2. m1 that is 2 plus m2 is 5 x2 is over here 0 plus x1 here, and value of x is known to us as 5. So this becomes 5 is equal to 5a over 7. So this will be 35 equal to 5a. Therefore a value will be equal to 7. Therefore coordinates of point A will be x coordinates of A will be very simple to calculate or mention as 7 comma 0. Now if I want to calculate y, I am going to apply the same formula but in terms of y. m1 y2 plus m2 x y1 whole divided by m1 plus m2. Here y value is negative 4. This will be 2 plus 5 because m1 we have taken as 2. So 2 into plus 5 into y2. y2 here we know as b and y1 we know here as 0. So negative 4 into 7 is equal to 2b. So b is equal to negative 28. Negative 28 over 2. So b will be equal to negative 14. Hence coordinates of b will be equal to 0 comma negative 14. My dear friends, they have just mentioned the ratio is 2 is to 5. I have taken from A to P2 and P to B as 5 because it is apparent that way. You might take 5 is to 2 and you may get little different values, but the math, if you do the same method and if you get the different answers because you have taken M1 M2 values different, then also you'll be given full credit if it is asked in your board examination. So not to worry if you're getting different values if you have taken, because in the textbook they have not mentioned that AP is to PB is 2 is to 5. They have just mentioned that P divides AB into 2 parts, 2 is to 5. There's a little tricky question, question number 15 from exercise 13A. They have given us, there are 2 points A and B which are trisected by 2 axes. Trisected divided into 3 equal parts. Now say for example, point P lies on x-axis. One of the point will lie on one axis, other point will lie on other axis. That is, suppose P lies on x-axis and Q lies on y-axis. Then obviously what we know that if any point is on x-axis, its y-coordinate is 0. So what will happen over here is, say its x-coordinate is small a and y-coordinate is 0. What happens here is, as it is on y-axis, its x-coordinate is 0 and y-coordinate you can take it as b. Now they have mentioned that it is a point, these two are the points of trisection, hence AP is to PQ is to QR will be equal to 1 is to 1 is to 1. Therefore AP is to PB will be equal to 2 is to 1. Sorry, 1 is to 2. One part and here 2 parts. Then using section formula you'll be able to calculate value of P. I mean to say not value of P, I mean to say coordinates of point P. Then if I look at point Q, then AQ is to QB. AQ is to QB will be equal to 2 is to 1. And again you can calculate the value of or the coordinates of point Q using the section formula. And if you are smarter enough, then once you get the value of P and you know the value of Q, value here means coordinates of P and Q, you can use section formula as I mentioned you, but as I told you, if you are smarter, then you can find out coordinates of point Q using the midpoint formula, because PQ will be equal to QB, hence Q will be midpoint of PB. So there are two ways. Once you get coordinates of point P, you can find out coordinates of point Q in two ways, either using the section formula as 2 is to 1 or midpoint formula where Q is midpoint of segment PB. So not a difficult question. Apparently it was difficult, as I told you, 2 points were on 2 axes. So on x-axis y coordinate 0, on y-axis x coordinate will be 0.